Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a new background, which you would have seen in my last video where I talked about well, I didn't talk about it, I just did it, but my makeup look for the L'Oreal Paris makeup thingy. But anyways, I have rearranged my room thanks to my friend Shakina, and I hope that this is a little bit more of a nicer background. And I'm really looking forward to filming and just shaking up things a little bit this year. Gonna try and stop saying Today I am going to be filming my hair care routine, and hair care is something that I have always struggled with. I'm not good at hair. I had always had dead hair. I dye my hair like crazy. I've had like 4 different colors in the past year, and honestly I've killed my hair. But anyway, I have been like over the last few weeks I have been working with my hairdresser at YOLO Hair Design, and YOLO Hair Design is amazing if you live in the Brisbane area. I really recommend going to them. They're really affordably priced and they saved my hair. I always like going to Stefan's as well, but I just find that sometimes Stefan's can be a little bit overpriced. So I do go to YOLO Hair Design, and my stylist there, she's amazing. So in the last 2 weeks, I'll give you a bit of history about my hair before we jump into what I do to take care of my hair. In the last 2 weeks, I had completely dead hair. My hair was probably about to here. It was dyed, bleached, it was breaking at the ends, it was just disgusting. And so I had been having people recommend me to put coconut oil in my hair, and so I did that, and I've been doing that, but I just found that all of my hair was like falling out because of that. Mainly because my hair was just so dead. It's been like, I've had treatments and stuff when I go to the hair salon, however I've never really kept up a proper hair regime. I'm more focused on my makeup and skin than I am on my hair, just because makeup and skin is like the main thing for me in terms of YouTube as well. So I went to my hairdresser 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and I pretty much was only going to get my eyebrows done, which she did like an incredible job. But anyway, I'll talk about my eyebrow experience on another day. But the reason I went in was to get my eyebrows done, and then I was like, I had coconut oil in my hair when I went to the hairdresser just to let it set in a little bit more. And then I was like, actually I should probably get my hair cut. It had been like 3 or 4 weeks, and I was getting my hair cut and dyed regularly every 3 or 4 weeks, and that was an expensive journey. And so when I went in there, I said to her, look, my hair's dying at the moment and I don't know what to do. Like, it's falling out, it's not healthy, I've got split ends everywhere, I'm not growing in length, I'm growing in thickness. And she just said, okay, well, let's like take a look at your hair and see what's going on. And she had a look and she was like, oh my gosh, like your hair is dead, like it's so dead. I had so imagine my hair was like the proper length, right? I had probably about this much of dead hair, and so it was terrible. I couldn't, you know, brush it, I couldn't take care of it. So she pretty much said, look, unfortunately we're gonna have to cut some length off your hair. And I was kind of hesitant because in 2013 I actually cut my hair short. I cut it to about shoulder length, so about this length, and it's only grown that much since. So it takes a long time for my hair to grow, and I didn't want to be you know, putting my hair through that growing experience again, because it just took so long for me. And yeah, so I was a little bit discouraged about doing that, but at the same time I knew that if that was going to be best for my hair, then that's what was going to allow me to grow in the future. So sounds like I'm doing like a life coach session here. Anyways, so yeah, I cut a few inches off my hair and it feels amazing. I did that a week and a half ago, and I've been on a regime ever since. It's a very strict regime for hair care repair because my hair was just in that really bad state. About my haircut, so I just got a straight haircut with a bit of shaping around my face. I didn't touch up my layers. I had a few layers in there, but I haven't touched them up. Another cool thing that she did was she thinned out my hair. My hair grows quickly, but it grows in thickness rather than length, which is kind of frustrating for me because I have thin hair, but when it's thick it's so like I have so much of it that I find it hard to be able to brush it and style it and things. So I spoke to her about that, and I said that, you know, when I do get my hair done, often when they thin it out, it only lasts like a couple of weeks, and then I really struggle then to style it and do things like that because it just grows so quickly. So what I asked her was how I could thin it out in a way that would last a little bit longer. So our aim was to not go back to the hairdressers for another 8 weeks, and that's our aim. And for me that's a record because I literally go back every 3 or 4 weeks because my hair just is like, it gets gross really quickly. So I went to her, and she just pretty much, what she did for the technique that they use when they thin out hair is they usually thin it out from sort of like the bottom ends rather than taking it from the roots and taking a chunk from it from the roots. So she actually took it higher, and she actually took out most of my bulk from up here rather than down here. And I don't really, you know how to explain in hairdressing terms because I'm not a hairdresser, but if you're watching this you probably know what I mean. It's not something that's always done because a lot of clients can find that as well, that your hair gets a bit spiky underneath, and honestly, like, it does feel a bit like that. That's probably the only downside to doing it the way that she did it. However, I found it so much nicer. My hair is like staying a good like thickness. I'm so bad at pronouncing this, but what I'm saying is that it's so much easier to style. It is more thin, it's flowy, it's airy, like it's beautiful, and I love it so much. So I should probably mention that my hair is very porous. It soaks up products super quickly, and it's also very straight. This is just naturally dried, and I haven't styled it or anything. So that's just a little background on my hair. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, I want to talk to you about my hair care routine, and some tips that, you know, might be able to help you in a way. Okay, so my battery just ran out and we're back, so that's a good thing, and I'm excited. Alright, so now that we've gone through the background of my hair and a little bit of information about all this, we're gonna go into my hair care routine and what I do to keep my hair pretty much feeling the same as the way it did when I walked out of the salon. So that is something that you want to be talking to your stylist about. You want to ask them about your hair, about the type of hair you have, about what's the best products to use to keep it in the best form that it can be. This is the range that I use, and I also use some Paul Mitchell products as well. These are all salon products. I bought them with my own money from the store. They are not sponsored or anything, but I'm in love with them, so I wanted to show you. And I also use some oils, which I'll go into towards the end of this video as well. When I went to the hairdressers, I got them to talk me through what I would need to do every week or every day to keep my hair in the best possible form physically possible. So starting off with before my shower. Before my shower, I make sure my hair is able to like run my fingers through, so it's nice and brushed out. And then when I get in the shower, I do this, so I shower every day obviously, but when it comes to washing my hair, I only wash it between 2 to 3 times a week. I try to leave 3 days in between each wash. So I start off with this Wild Ginger moisturizing lather shampoo, and it's color safe, and it's still by Paul Mitchell actually. I just read that. Yeah, so this is still by Paul Mitchell, but it's more of their higher end range, whereas this is something that's a little bit more cheaper. So I think each of these were about $30 each, so it is a little bit more expensive. This one is sort of like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a gel sort of consistency. It's very strange, and it actually smells like ginger. It smells amazing, but the texture of it is so unusual. It's really like a thick gel, and I pretty much put a little like 10-cent coin in my hand. So I put about a 10-cent coin in my hand, and I rub it all together until it lathers up a little bit, because I find that when I put it on my hair just soaks it all in all at once. So I just put a little bit on my hand, rub it together. I start at the back of my hair and I rub it into the back of my roots, and then I move towards the front, because this is sort of tends to be the more clean spot of my hair. So then I also tip my head upside down and I get underneath as well and give it a good scrub in. And then rinse it out, and then I repeat that process with this shampoo. So I do it all again, rub it in. Once I've done that, I start using these two products. Now, this one is the treatment, and this one is like your conditioner, but it's also a detangle thing, but you're meant to rinse out straight away. So for the first 2 weeks after my haircut, I do half a pump of this and half a pump of this, and it still looks like about a 10-cent piece. And then I rub it into my ends and down the bottom of my hair, and then I also just give, like with the leftover product, a bit of a scalp massage for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then I rinse that out. After 2 weeks after being to the salon, so at the end of this week, I'll start this treatment. But what it will be is that I will only be putting, so I'll use this as more of a conditioner, but then I'll start using this as a treatment, so a full-on treatment. So I'll probably put, you know, a decent amount in my hair and leave it for like an hour or so. But at the moment, I'm doing all of these together to give my hair like a real boost. And then once I hop out of the shower, I just towel dry it, and then once it's air dried for about 5 or 10 minutes, if I'm going to sleep, then I just usually make sure it's, you know, brushed out, and then I'll go to sleep on it, which is what I did last night, and my hair, you know, woke up really nice and straight and dry. If I'm actually going to, you know, work or something, I will hair dry it. I really highly recommend going and investing in some salon products. I used to be one of those people who would always use things from like Coles and Woolworths, but what I realized is that I'm spending more money on going to the hair salon than I would be to buy some good shampoos and conditioners that is going to keep my hair strong and healthy until I do go to the hair salon. And especially if you're someone, you know, like me, who films for YouTube, or, you know, takes a lot of photos for a blog or Instagram, you want to make sure that your beauty regime is pretty up to date. And that was honestly a goal for me this year. I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of my body, internally and externally, making sure I'm taking vitamins, and that's another thing that you can do for your hair. I personally don't, because it interferes with some other medication of mine. So look into all of that. Let me know what your tips are. I'd love to, you know, I'm always open to hearing more tips and tricks, but if you want any more on the Paul Mitchell range, let me know and I can give you an updated review. If you follow me on Snapchat, which is Megzy04, if you follow me there, I will occasionally do some little updates that aren't really worth doing a whole video on, so I'll just give a little snippet about what's going on. And please thumbs up this video, please subscribe if you haven't. I think I'm on 99 subscribers, so thank you all so much for being a part of my channel and making this possible. This is a real dream for me, and you guys are the ones who keep me inspired to keep coming back and doing more videos for you. So I hope that in some way this was helpful for you. Comment down your favorite thing about this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, I love you all so much, and I hope you have a good day. Mwah!